So record this every month, actually. I thought that I was recording, but I don't think I was recording. So,
Okay,
see,
now we
Angela,
are.
we all have weak areas, right?
Mhm.
And strength
Yes,
zones, my
for
friend.
sure.
As
Mhm.
to why we should play in our strength zones and not our weak zones, because
Uh,
it's like quicksand.
Freeze. Why? Just too much energy. Okay, so you can
Wow,
see
you really
my
got a beautiful color of red. Just, I love it. Oh, and
cool.
some booties. Oh,
Yeah, look at
oh,
Emily Marola style building this financial house right
oh,
here.
mamma mia. Oh my goodness. Did I see aviators? Wow, that's like teaching frameworks in the future, Angela.
Yeah. Okay, FNA, if you feel inclined to share that it's helping you personally or whatnot, feel free.
Yep,
If not, that's okay too. But the
yep.
FNA is where it's at, not just selling a product here, product there, but pulling it all together. So,
Hold on. Let me
yeah,
speak your language.
yes.
You just said an acronym, FMA.
Financial needs analysis. When I pulled all of your info into the chart and
Yep.
we said, okay, here's the budget, here's the Roth, here's the this.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
speaking of, I don't know that Andy, just side note, I don't want to get sidetracked, but signed that yet.
He
Let me just,
hasn't signed. So there's loose ends. Okay, we got to tackle
okay,
him. This is how it
yeah,
works, Angela.
that's
You
right.
gotta you
Do
gotta
it.
wait in the corner. You wait for him to come in, and then you come in from the back so he can't see you.
Right.
Just take him out.
Okay, now I want to make sure that I can share my whiteboard because,
Yeah, I love your whiteboard. I'm a whiteboard fan,
yeah,
girl.
me too. So after keep it super simple, before this slide, I want to share my whiteboard and talk through building the financial house the incorrect way and then go back to my
So
slide.
you say it in like the very nice way. Keep it super simple. Well, I say that keep it stupid simple
Okay. Oh,
because
okay.
that's what I need. I need the stupid simple
Stupid
plan.
simple. Yeah. Yeah. And
And
then
others
just in
usually
time.
usually they relate to that. They say, yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Okay, so you can see my whiteboard as well, correct?
Hmm.
Wonderful. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
all good.
All right. So while we're doing this real quick, I'm gonna just do you have like a bio or anything like that that you have on like handy that you could share with me
Let's
real quick?
see. Let me
Because
just.
I'll introduce you, but like if you have just some written words, right, that might be
Mhm.
helpful and
Yeah, hold on one second. Do you want it emailed over? Let's see.
whatever's the easiest.
Okay, let me see what I have. Mhm.
I blasted it out to people text message wise this morning, and we'll see. We'll
Yeah, me
see who
too. Some of
shows
my people
up.
are gonna come on to support. I told them all about you and how amazing you were. So maybe obviously it'll introduce my people to you too. So this is good.
Yeah, awesome. Good.
Mhm.
I love it. I have one of the podcasts. I have literally 8 or 9 podcast episodes, Angela, that I've like they're professionally recorded. They need edited, but like
Yes.
they need a place to live, and like
Yeah.
like every conversation I have, I just need to do a good job at recording it and keeping it because that stuff can get reproduced,
Oh, for sure.
you know? And
Mhm.
so like one of my friends, um, his name is Darren Miller. He's actually a big speaker. He's like an insane, we swam together when we were younger, but he does like extreme sports. Like, and he's doing this crazy race next month. He's swam the English Channel. He's done all these crazy, like he does that kind of extreme
Uh-huh.
boarding. And so
Okay.
he does it for charity. And so he and I had a conversation back in like April. And I'm
Oh,
like,
cool.
I got to get this out because he's going and doing this event in a couple weeks. So
Okay.
I'm kind of like, all right, every conversation I have with Friday Stage Time, I'm going to start
Hmm.
recording it because those are going to be where these conversations live. And I think that's all
Yeah.
I'm going to do is call them like my blaze of influence conversations. And these are
Mm-hmm.
conversations with change makers, creatives, entrepreneurs, athletes, people who are blazing a trail, and
Mm-hmm.
us peeling the onion.
Yay.
So that feels pretty good. And so just so you know, I'm sharing that with you because we're recording this right now. And once I have this recording, I now need to figure out a way to be creative in how I can edit these things and
Mm-hmm.
have them live on my YouTube channel and just have them live in a place that's a trust builder.
Right. Yeah,
So,
yeah. Gotcha. I'm just touching this up. I'm literally just doing this right now. It's funny
okay.
that, yeah, you have all the things. I don't have a bio really, but I
Well,
could
you know what? That's always a good use of your time to whip together
for
a bio.
sure to have it.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yes.
exactly. So are you going to the lake this weekend or what you doing?
We are actually hanging out at our pool here this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah. We
Uh,
the lake is cool. However, I think we've been able to go there so many years that it's almost more convenient, especially for like the in-town people to just stop by and hang that yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I understand. What are you guys doing for the fourth?
We are like I just emailed you something. You might have to tie it up a little bit.
Me?
We are, yeah, I emailed it to you. Um, hi Jenna. We
Hi,
are
Jenna.
hanging around here. It's a big deal on the 4th. It's actually the top 10 fireworks. We have 3 days of
Oh, I
fireworks
think you told
here.
me this. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yes,
love it.
yes. Like
Okay,
we have
got
to
it.
plan a trip for you to come here during the 4th. Yes.
Oh my goodness. I honestly, like, I do have it on the docket list, Angela. I'm coming to see you ladies. We
For
have
Hey,
sure.
plans.
I have an Airbnb for you.
Yeah, and I need to see these beautiful lakes in Michigan. It's just like I have friends in Michigan too that I would like love to see. So it's
Yes.
on the docket. We just got to find a way to
Yeah.
make this
Gotta get
happen.
there.
But like
Absolutely.
I've heard so many good things about like the lake life in Michigan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It
You
is.
guys,
It's hundreds of lakes, and we're only 82 miles, according to my husband, away from a body of water, no matter where you stand in Michigan.
it's not a bad gig. I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly. So very always close to some type of lake or bay or, Great Lake. So
I love it. Okay, so Jenna, do you I'm gonna probably mention you too. I don't know
Okay.
who all is showing up to this call, but we are pretending that there's 2,000 fabulous people on the other
thousands,
side, okay?
Yeah.
millions,
So,
millions.
but I will just I'm gonna do a little intro of Angela, and she's gonna do her like her keynote. I'm gonna let her take it, and then I'll wrap with some group coaching, but I'll probably shout you out just like as a member of her team. Does that make sense? Or is there anybody else on your team, Angela, that I should do that with?
Well, I know my friend Suzanne, my lifelong friend Suzanne just joined and she is
Okay.
working right now. So she might be sneaking in. I don't
Okay.
know if she
I
can
love
talk
it.
or not,
She's got
but
her
Emily,
mustache on. She's like,
yeah,
hey guys. Hi,
right.
Suzanne.
There she is. Yeah, my dear friend from high school. Suzanne, this is Emily Marola. She runs the Blazer Society. She's helping your friend Angela dress better and whatnot. So when we come to our girls things, I'll look the part. But anyway, Suzanne is the one who originally recruited me 10 years ago to Primerica, Emily.
Amazing.
So
Oh,
yeah.
so you guys work together then. Okay.
Now
So
we
she's working, honey. Okay. She's multitasking.
yeah.
I get it. I love it. So nice to meet you. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Love the red lipstick. Power move.
Thank you. If you get to know me a little better, you'll know that I like a shade of red and I like a shade of pink. You actually like them together now too. At 43 years old, I've decided that I really love red and pink together. Like
Oh, you
that
haven't
is a
told me that
real
secret yet.
power.
I've just got the red you told me about.
Yeah, that's a real power passion, mix. That's
Yeah,
right up my alley. So,
awesome.
well, thank you guys for being here. All right, like kind of like I'm gonna give it probably another minute or so
Okay.
and let some people come in, and then I will kick it off. And I'm probably gonna yap a little bit,
Okay.
um, some updates, with what's going on with the Blazer Society, which is my coaching house, and just some personal updates of being mission driven messenger. You know, that's what I think I put on that hat of mission driven messenger, because truly I believe I have a mission and a message inside of me. And so everything that I'm doing, everything that I have been building for the last 2 years has been to get this message out.
Mhm.
And this call right here, to be honest with you, Friday stage time has been like an evolution of, at one point it was Power Blazer Live, which I don't hate. Well, you know, she's not gone, right? We just put her to the back for a little while. But I've been in action trying to create community for over 2 years now. And this Friday stage time is an evolution of what this Blazer Society and the movement that, and the message and the mission that I am trying to get out. And there's one problem that I'm solving around here. And we've narrowed it down to one. And it's that overlooked leader. There's nothing worse. And I'm calling her the drifter. She's the modern day drifter. And we're going to even go as far as we're going to put a sparkly, shiny disco ball head right on her. Because, you know, in life, we can go through it, but we're inevitably going to be picking up some broken pieces, and we're going to have some bumps and bruises along the way, right? And if you can imagine wearing a disco ball head on you and seeing all of the cracks in the light projecting out, it's almost like the inner light within you that we all have. It's going to shine out, but inevitably there's going to be maybe some broken pieces. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to project in all different areas. And that is truly the beauty that the client arc that I'm bringing my people through, is that for the distractible mind, definite a purpose is the best thing for you, because it gives you an exact pathway, right? And it makes it very, very clear. And when the pressure comes in life, which it's going to, those bumps, those bruises, and the broken pieces are going to happen in life. But when the pressure comes, you are well positioned and well boundaried and well foundationed, that the pressure really doesn't move you all too much. So that's really kind of a poetic way of layering and the understanding of what I'm doing with the Blazer Society. It is solving the overlooked problem. There's a gap out there. There is a gap of presence. And when I talk about presence, I'm talking about executive presence. I'm talking about when you walk into a room and how you are making others feel, right? What is the aftermath of what you are leaving people when they experiencing you? And I think that in a trusted economy that we are all living in right now, we're literally competing against AI. We're having to sharpen our own skill sets to be able to connect better and faster and just keep up and become and not lose our relevance. The overlooked leader, it's really easy to drift. And when I say drift, I'm talking, there's people pleaser drifters. There is shrinking drifters. There's the perfectionistic types of drifters, the overwhelmed drifters. It's really easy to drift away from our purpose. It's really easy in this distractible world with these things and the pace in which we have to keep up and move and shake. It's just like, it's not from God. And I'm a woman of faith, so I'm okay to share that with you, that pace is not from God. So the work that I do at the Blazer Society is helping these overlooked drifters with maybe a little distractibility. You know, I don't know anything about that, but we help them get into the right purpose elevator. And we get them purpose so that they're going up in the right elevator to the right place, because ultimately that light that's within them needs to shine, right? And it may be imperfect. It may look a little disco ball-y, but I ain't mad at that. I'm not mad at the disco ball light. I do believe that each one of us have a light inside of us that we've gotta like let it unleash. And there's nothing sadder for me to see that when women and men, they don't follow that purpose and they drift for years and years and years and years, and they end up having bitter roots flying out of their ears and their mouth and their nose. And it's like hard to even be around those types of people. It's hard to be around them in the workplace. It's hard to be around those types of people in our own professional and personal relationships. So the Blazer Society is on the move. Friday Stage Time is a beautiful next step where I'm bringing brilliant, creative change makers, mission-driven messengers, budding speakers, corporate thought leaders to this room, to a psychologically safe room and a space for them to get on this global virtual stage and share their message. So it is built like this. 30 minutes goes to somebody new that I feature every single month, and that allows for me to build community. And then I build a group coaching experience around it so that we're talking about relevant messages like how to run our home like a CEO. I really think that that's something that we all should. I think everybody needs a little page of that book, right? Running our financial house is a part of blazing a trail. It's just one part of it, being well-rounded and stewarding our gifts, our purpose, and our finances to be able to keep that train going and the light on is so vital to overlooked leaders in today's world. So I'm not saying we're all overlooked on this call, but I'm speaking to the person that I once was because we're best suited to serve that person that we once were. As a busy mom of four, I have 4 boys, 21 down to 3. My husband and I, we are pivoting, we're moving and shaking, we're blocking and tackling and keeping people alive. And over the last year, I've had the privilege of really throwing myself into some new environments where I was okay being the new person, okay being a rookie, quite frankly. After 25 years of building a career and building, I guess, proof, right, for my own self that I really brought some value to the table. So this is a new season, and in this new season, I was privileged and grateful that I was able to meet Angela Street on this call, who is my featured speaker for today. Angela has acted like a financial fairy godmother, is what I referred to her as in the invite. And it's true. Truly, in a very busy season that my husband and I am building business, I am building keynotes, I'm writing a book, my brain is moving in all different directions. I'm shining my light, guys. I'm shining it, right? I'm doing everything I can. And life is moving fast. And so that extra touch that Angela has provided for me has given me just such a peace of mind. And so I share this with you and I bring her to my global virtual stage because she has made an impact on my life and I've lived through that experience. And if you're a business owner or if you're just somebody who's working with clients, we all know how wonderful testimonials are. They're everything, right? So this is a verbal testimonial that Angela has truly helped me. She's helped me to slow down and really kind of zero in on the areas that I need to focus, and has helped me steward my finances and reshape my mindsets, which has been really powerful for me as a person and my identity. So there's reasons why I bring Angela to the call today, not only because she has an incredible business and she is an incredible person and mother and wife and just all of the things, but she has a uniqueness about her that she is using her light and she's making impacts in people's lives. And when we find that path for our own selves and we can just repeat it and repeat it and repeat it, significance is behind that, right? And there's nothing that tastes better than significance. And so, what Angela is doing with her financial business and just with the seeds that she has planted in my life, in the lives of MPN, in her team's lives, Jenna Miller, I applaud you. And I give you the mic, my friend, because you have a message worth sharing. And I am dedicated to giving people like you an opportunity to refine it, to get some reps in, and honestly, to just let more people hear the message. So, having said all of that, we're going to kick it over to you, Miss Angela. You can share your screen and you can take it away, girl.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Emily. And I just am honored to uh, I give honor to you for allowing me, meeting you on Zoom. I've never met you in person. There will be a day that we're going to meet in person, but I feel like I know you so well because of our relationship and that you've allowed me to help you and let me into your family and into your finances and to help you. So I am just excited to be here. And
Thank you.
Emily Marola, you have changed my glasses, my dress, my lipstick. Right here, you guys. This is who has inspired me and helped me. I'll send her pictures of what to wear. So we all have gaps that we need filled, and you've filled my gap for the blazers and the fashion. So I appreciate that very much so.
Warms
Yeah.
my heart, absolutely. Before you kick off, I just want to thank you for that, but also encourage you all on the call that in this world that we've all been thrusted in, right? Like we haven't even met each other. We are living in a hybrid world.
Right.
But isn't it funny how influence works?
Ah, yes.
And we don't need to actually even meet each other in person to use and steward our influence well. So,
Agreed.
having said that, Angela, get us all educated on
All
how
right.
to run our house like a CEO, please.
Okay, here we go. So as Emily said, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go between my screen and my whiteboard. I really was inspired, by Emily, by you mentioning to be the CEO of your financial house. And I know that's what you strive to do. And you're doing a great job of that because you're paying attention to it. So you guys, the first thing happens with paying attention to it weekly, monthly, daily, whatever it takes in the beginning to really get it going until you have it down. And guess what? If you most women are the leaders, the money managers in their household these days. Uh, but you know what is great? The communication. I know we can't always get the husbands on board for certain things, but the communication, and I love to be that person that is outside of either of you two, the husband and wife, and be the mediator, the helper. All right, let's put this on the table and see what's going to be the best for both of you. So here we are, a female. It says 53% of women are the CFOs of their personal and business financials, up 41%, you guys, from 2021. I'm really interested to know why the change. I don't know that yet, but I'd love to research that. 41% from 2021. Obviously, that was just after COVID. Who knows, why? But let me go back. Sorry. Among women with investments, so now when women are interested in paying attention to their own investments, 69% are the CFOs of their personal and business financials. So, what I'm going to explain, we help women and all people learn on the personal finance side and on the business side, both. However, it starts with the personal finance and really just understanding some fundamentals. And I'm not sure about you guys, and feel free to type in the chat. These things that I'm learning now that I just learned 10 years ago were not taught at my school, not my high school in Bay City, Michigan. I never learned it. I did not know that there was a class that anyone can take to learn these things. And that's kind of why I'm here, for education for my adult children. So we like to say, keep it super simple. I know, Emily, you have a more favorite word other than super, but you can use whatever word you want. Basically, To make a really long story short, before I came into the financial industry, I was a dance instructor. So my husband always teases, me that says, well, all the numbers you knew were 5, 6, 7, 8. Exactly. And that's what I loved, right? When it came to finance, this is the first company that it was explained to me that it was so simple, I understood it. And what happens when we understand things? We move forward with those things. So all of the knowledge in the world is great with finance. However, none of that even matters until we do what? Implement it, put it into action. That is when it starts to change our lives. So we're going to talk about building a financial house. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my whiteboard, and you're going to witness an amazing kindergarten drawing here that Luca could probably do. Emily, you're a little guy, better than me, but I've been practicing. I'm pretty good at it. So anyway, if we were all building a house together, all of us ladies on here, what would we build first? The roof, the walls, or the foundation? Right? Captain Obvious, but go ahead and type it in the chat just for fun, right? Just for everyone to have
The
a part.
flowers, the landscaping,
Flowers, the
the
landscape,
roses.
exactly. That should be a part of the question. Of
That's
course.
why, yeah, out of the box.
That's why we all need help, right? In all the different areas. Okay, so the foundation, of course, right? But when we're 18, 19, 20 years old, you guys in this world, what do we do with our money? Let's pretend this is our financial house. What do most 18, 19, 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, who knows how long it goes on it? They spend, right? I remember driving up and down the main strip here in Bay City, right? Spending lots of money on food and gas and CDs or tapes, whatever was around then. I don't even remember now, but we spend it. So we're spending it up here on food, clothes, gas, not really thinking, not having any responsibilities, right? Great place. I wish I could go back there. That'd be awesome if I know what I know now and apply it. But anyway, we're building the roof of our financial house first, not really thinking about it, just the way it happens. Let's say we go to college, maybe some student loans are in there, right? We get a degree, how it used to be back in the day, and we get a good job that offers us a retirement. So we've got the job and they're offering a match or something with their 401k. Great. Get the free money. Great thing to do. So now here's our financial house. We've spent a lot of money. We've got our retirement going at our job. What happens? What do we resort to if a financial emergency comes along? What do most people resort to getting out of that financial emergency if the house looks like this, would you say? I'll look in the chat. Oh, yeah, Slurpees. Yes, Slurpees were great too. They still are. They need a Diet Coke Slurpee. I would probably be there every day for that. Yeah, credit cards, right, Suzanne. So credit cards, people resort to that. Loans, right? Borrowing from their parents, whatever the case. But here's credit cards, loans. So now we are in debt, right? Some people even borrow from their retirement, which is, at least you have it. But what it does over time is it depletes quickly the compound interest effect. Okay. So anyway, here's where 78% of Americans are doing that paycheck to paycheck dream, right? They want to get out of that credit card debt. So they're throwing all of their money at the credit card. But then ultimately what happens? Well, of course, another financial emergency comes along. And then what do? We swipe the credit card, right? So the idea is to help people get out of this vicious cycle, which is going to take a little bit of focus, a little bit of time, and some commitment, right? Just like all the great things in life, darn it, right? You can't eat pizza rolls and and be in tip-top shape, right? And be the fitness level
That's
that you want.
dumb, Angela. Come
I
on.
agree. I'm so sorry. I know. I wish. And not go to the gym, right? And eat bonbons on the couch. Okay, so then what our foundations of our financial house are, the first one's pretty obvious. It's an emergency savings. Ideally, we would love 3 months of income in our emergency savings, meaning whatever it costs to run our household, who would have known COVID was going to come along, right? Warren Buffett has a really great quote out there. When COVID came along, what it did is it showed whomever was swimming naked, right? Where they didn't have their emergency savings, maybe they didn't have their investments. They had to scramble and get another job, which there were none to be had at that time, right? So we want to be prepared. We want to be bulletproof. So here's the thing, even if we're in high credit card debt and they have a high percentage on them, yes, it's still better to build an emergency savings than just pay the minimums. And I know that sounds a little out there because what we're taught about debt. Okay, so anyway, the emergency savings, super important part of the foundation, as I'm sure we can all agree. At least 3 months savings, then ideally we'd like to, build it even up from there. And then the bottom piece, believe it or not, is something called life insurance. What I like to explain it as income replacement. Income replacement. That's what it's for. It is their, God forbid, breadwinner passes away in their 30s and their 40s and their 50s, and the family or spouse, even if the kids are grown, but if the spouse is still depending on that person's income to survive, we want that income to go out at least for 10 years if possible, depending. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint here. But does that financial house, the way we build it, we want to build it from the ground up, not from the roof down, which is usually how everyone ends up building it, simply because of the non-education, not applying it, thinking we can't afford it. We can afford it. We absolutely can afford it. I like to say I help average and ordinary people become wealthy over time. If we are building this financial house, we can even rebuild it if we have to, the right way. It does work. So here's how as I just mentioned in the drawing, we want the life insurance, the emergency savings, and our will to be the foundation of our financial house. Having a will in place is great. The other tip that I would give, if you're the sole person on your house deed, go to a lawyer, see if they would recommend something like a ladybird deed. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not recommending that. Go ask that question at your bank account. If you're the sole person on that bank account, or even if you're husband and wife, have a secondary. Why? Husbands and wives are together a lot. God forbid they die in a car crash or a plane crash or something. Have the beneficiaries listed also. Nothing trumps a beneficiary. Nothing. Nothing trumps that. So if you have all of your accounts and they have the beneficiaries on, no one can say that that wasn't what you wanted. Okay, so beneficiaries are really important on all the things. Next thing, the first floor of our house is, as I just mentioned, we're going to work on debt reduction. We do that through something called debt stacking. It takes the same amount of money you're already putting toward that debt, and when one is paid off, we stack it to the next. And then over time, you're avoiding years of paying on that debt and hundreds of thousands in interest in most cases. College planning for the kids or a start in life. Will our kids go to college? Who knows, right? All of our kids have a mind of their own, and we should help that. Whatever
Where
their
is
strengths are.
Steffi? Where is Steffi? Where's my girl?
Unmute. Okay.
I think
I
you're
like that
good.
little song though. It's okay. It made
That's
me smile.
okay. I
All
love
right.
it. I love an ad lib. I love
It's
it.
good. All right. So, debt reduction in retirement planning. This is when we're going to talk about your FIN number. If you walk down the street and ask 10 people, do you know what your FIN number is? Most 9.99999 would probably look at you like you're crazy. Your FIN number is your financial independence number. It's the amount of money we need to retire at age X and never have to go back to work again if we don't want to. Pretty important number to know, right? Even if you say, I love what I do, I'll work forever. Great. We still want to know that number. What if we can't work forever? What if some other things prohibit us from working? Okay. Next thing is now we have prepaid legal. Even for middle class people, you know how you hear the wealthy, they have a lawyer on retainer? Well, we can have that too. Any person can have a lawyer on retainer at a monthly price that makes sense. Anytime you have a lawyer question, you call them and they answer your question. It's wonderful. Credit identity theft. So now we're in this world that we're in since COVID especially, we're protecting our identity and employee benefits. Now as a business owner, again, personal finance, and it's great to build a magnificent business. But if we don't know how to manage our money, guess what doesn't matter? Building that magnificent business financially, right? I'm sure there's purpose behind it, but the point is let's pay attention to all the things. And now guess what our roof is? Freedom, fun, transitions. And by transition, I mean this. I don't even particularly love the word retirement. And as Emily said, we're both women of God. Retirement's not even mentioned in the Bible, right? That's just a word we use in society, meaning we're stopping to work our corporate job now type thing, right? What I love about transitioning is we all want to have a purpose forever. That's what will keep us going. We're blessed to have been able to move my mom in with us when my stepdad passed away in 2020. Her purpose is cooking, making sure we're fed in the kitchen. I love it. It's wonderful because that's not my strength. So the point is what? I see that as her having a purpose. It just keeps her going. It's amazing. All right, so here's the theory. There is a theory called the theory, and this is one that all of us should have learned way back when. The theory of decreasing responsibility. So I am going back to the whiteboard because I like to draw it out as a picture. I think it helps us remember the idea of why we should have certain things until other pots of money are built up. So look at this here. We're going to draw this theory of decreasing responsibility. So in our early years, our 20s, our 30s, our 40s, maybe even our 50s, when we're raising children or the mortgage isn't paid off yet, we have a high need for life insurance or income replacement. We want to make sure we have that amount that God forbid something happened to us tomorrow, our kids could go on with the same lifestyle for the next 10 years. That's the idea. Right here are our investments. So our investments may be low when we're first starting out in life, our 20s and 30s, and we're going to work with someone that is going to help us understand how is the best way tax-wise to build those investments up. As we're building our investments up, our need for life insurance should be going down in a perfect world. So there's a word right here that I don't believe any other company is going to teach you, and that's called self-insured. There is a point in life that you have so much money elsewhere in the other pots that you're now self-insured. You no longer need life insurance, meaning God forbid you pass away tomorrow, your family could go on. Why? You have your 401k, your SEP IRA, your Roth IRA. You have different pots of money elsewhere, and we continue that. So this is called the theory of decreasing responsibility. And with what we do at Street Smart Associates in our financial firm, we sell life insurance, we sell investments, we sell mortgages, we do all things financial. What company do you know that really wants to teach you how to not need something they sell? There probably isn't one out there, right? So life insurance is one of those things. We want to empower you, the person, so that you may not need that one day. All right. However, if you do need it for whatever reason, loss of job, loss of spouse early, not prepared, guess what? With us, you can keep it until your age 100 economically. So here's the theory of decreasing responsibility, as I mentioned. Your investments are maxed out. Look how empowered she looks and feels, right? Her debt is paid off. Children are grown, right? So that's a different, sometimes grown children are more costly, but anyway, and your business is working for you as a system. So there's a difference between being a business owner, meaning self-employed, or if you actually own a system. A successful business is two things. And you can read this from Robert Kiyosaki. I'm not going to take the credit for this information. He says a successful business is one of two things. If you build a system that you can sell, just the most common one that we all know and love, I'm sure, the fries and the Diet Coke, especially McDonald's, right? That's me. That smell will get me. I'll just be so committed to eating broccoli all day long and I'll turn right into that McDonald's. But anyway, so it's a system. You can sell it. If you're a franchise owner, right? You can sell it. It has value. That's one, you can sell it. The second thing is it makes the same amount of money and increases in revenue over the years without you being involved one day. And you're just reaping those benefits, right? Without you being involved in the day-to-day tasks, I should say. Me, I love teaching finance and I love this environment right here and speaking on calls. That's what I would love to do one day is transition that way. So here we have money working for you, and now you're self-insured, is the idea of the theory of decreasing responsibility. So there's something I'm going to explain. There's an acronym out there called an FNA, Financial Needs Analysis. And why would someone need a financial needs analysis? Generally speaking, when a financial planner helps you with a financial needs analysis, they're helping you with investments, just generally speaking. The other stuff, you must punch in yourself and keep track of yourself. Sometimes you have to pay a monthly fee. Sometimes you have to pay a lump sum fee for a financial needs analysis. Well, we actually do it at a cost that nobody complains about. And according to Consumer Reports, the average financial planner charges between $800 and $1,100 just for the roadmap, just for the service. And what it does is it gets us from point A to point B, which is your children's graduation, point C, which is their marriage, point D, which is your retirement, or whatever financial points that are important to you along the way. What we do is we charge a price that nobody complains about. Go ahead and guess it in the chat for that financial needs analysis. Guess what it was. Let's see. Yay, free, otherwise known as complimentary, right? We do it complimentary. And why do we do that? We do it complimentary because back in the 1960s, there was a guy named Art Williams. His dad passed away. To make a long story short, he started our company to right the wrongs in the financial insurance industry. That's why our company was started. So he says, why would we have someone pay for a tool that they may not even use? Basically, kind of pay for knowledge, right? That there may not even apply. We want to get paid when we help others apply these tools. That's when. So it's not during just the roadmap, that is the helpful part. It's actually putting the roadmap into place. So if you're typing in your GPS, right, and you're getting from point A to point B, why do you use the GPS? Gets us there faster, right? Less roadblocks. Hopefully it helps us avoid some pitfalls. So here's the financial needs analysis. The cost, as we mentioned, it's complimentary. It's a detailed precision roadmap for finance to help you build the financial house, as I was mentioning. And then you have a financial coach every step of the way. And here's the keep it super simple down here again. And I love to explain the financial needs analysis and compare it to a wedding. So it looks like we have all women on here right now, right? So type in the chat, how many months do you think most women, because some women are really fast at planning a wedding, how many months do you think most women take to plan a wedding? What do you think? Yeah, 16, 12 months, 24 months, 18. Yeah, a lot, right? How long does that wedding day last? How many hours? How long is that actual wedding day? Yeah, maybe 12 hours. You have a really great reception, or by the time the bride starts getting ready, right? So we're planning for 12 months for a one-day event. Now, when it comes to our finances, how many hours or months do people sit down and meticulously plan their entire financial future? Would you guess? Crickets. Not enough for sure. Yes. And how long do we want our retirement to last? I'm watching the chat. How long? Just throw it out there. Forever. Yes, start yesterday. Exactly. I wish I could start yesterday, right? Awesome. So think about that disconnect. We plan months for a road trip, our family vacation each year, our weddings, for it to last such a short period of time. but most people don't spend enough time planning their finances. Why do you think are reasons for that? Because there are reasons for it, right? That people have. What do you think? Yeah, the normal, you just sign up at your job for your benefits and then let it roll, right? Think you're good. What else? Yes, Emily, they are drifters. Our intentions are always to plan, but we drift with distraction. We drift with we think we can't afford it. All these thoughts in our head about money and quite honestly, the relationship with money too, of how we view money, how we grew up, the things we've heard. Money doesn't grow on trees, right? Different things. So it's a whole scope of reasons why. That's why the financial coach here, number 3, is so important. So what we love to do, of course, the client has to be on board with it. We love touching base often in the beginning when we're getting that plan rolling, and then as often as they'd like after that to make sure the plan stays on track. And guess what the cost of our time is when we touch base with that client? Type it in the chat. Yeah, guess a monthly cost, Jenna. What would that be for us to just give advice? Yes, 0, right? So we want to stay connected as much as that client wants to. Unfortunately, many companies won't meet with someone if they have, under 250,000 to invest, or to start a Roth IRA, it has to be X amount per month. We help clients where they're at. We want to meet them right where they're at so they can get started. So the wedding planning is the story we just talked about. And then obviously, here's the question. Would you say having a plan is better than not having a plan? Right? I'm not asking hard questions, am I? This is so super simple, right? Keep it super simple, right? Obviously, it's better to have a plan. I think similar to going to the gym and hiring a personal trainer, you're going to go to that personal trainer, or when your friend says, "Hey, I'm going to meet you there at 5 a.m." You're probably going to be there, right? Because of an accountability. That's what we like to help with and offer. It seems so daunting to a lot of people, the planning, but we just make it super simple so that they're able to put it into place and implement the plan. Not just here's your plan, I'll email it to you, see you never, right? That is just not going to be as successful. So let's, get empowered. And if you have any questions, I do have a website and all of the things. The best way to get in contact with me is my cell right here. So thank you so much for the time, Emily. I really appreciate it. And I hope that
I
was
love
helpful.
it. Girl, you were pretty tight with that. I get 30 minutes and every week. Well done. Yeah, let's give her
Thank you so much.
some love. Every month I bring these speakers in and we're all trying to get better at our message, right? And so I pause before we even bring you guys in because first of all, I want to give Angela some feedback just on her message. I want to make sure that she is walking away with like, okay, this was great. And this is how I can build on this message. And it was clear and it was received and it landed, right?
Mhm.
So, Angela, my thoughts were you were tight with your message, which I loved. And you finished it up a little bit early. And in the speaker world, they always say, that is the best way to go, right? Don't overkill it. I got to
Right.
work on those types of things because I'm an extra lady. What can I say? But being really tight on our message and in the timing that we have is always the way to go. So you were brilliant there. I love how you were really beautiful with the colors. I mean, you were speaking to me. I'm a color lady. I like to bring color into spaces. That's part what I do is like bring the best out of somebody and really bring the color out of them, right? Their
Well,
best.
true, Emily. I will not, I want to be totally transparent. When I knew I was coming on the call with you, I was like, whew, okay. So it does help me level up as well, you guys. So iron sharpens iron, and that's what I love about
And
this
that's
space
what we're
here
doing
too.
here. Absolutely. So I love the message and I love your usage of the whiteboard. I really want to learn how to use that whiteboard.
Mhm.
Tisha, I don't know if Tisha's still on here or not, but girl, we need to learn how to use that whiteboard.
Mhm.
And then we've got, so I want to just go around the room and have everybody introduce themselves. I can see some of the folks that are on here. We've got some speakers, some authors, some budding like thought leaders, and definitely creatives on this call. So having a strong financial house is so important. And I loved your usage of the whiteboard and how you're able to bring the group into something that you're explaining to them. So for everyone else on this call, like this is where we learn how to be better speakers. This is how we learn how to just reflect on how we're showing up today and the message that we shared. So Angela, first of all, well done, honey. I loved it. And I love you. And I'm so thankful, honestly, for
Thank you.
your guardrails and your guidance in my life as a business owner and as somebody who is building. And it requires a lot of mindset shifting. And so there may be some people on this call that can relate to that there are mindset shifts that you have to go through. There's something out there, I put it in the chat, it's called BS. And it's not what you're thinking, but it's broken systems. And that's tied to a lot of the ways that we were like raised, the people that influenced us. We can really easily adopt some of these broken systems, but it's so important to get healthy and to get into the right rooms where iron sharpens iron and you're able to visually see we need a foundation, right? Don't do what I would do and paint the walls pink and white. Me and Carrie would be going to
So
paint
pretty
the walls
though.
pink and white. Yeah, you need the walls first, right?
Right. Yeah.
So these things are really practical and they're really simple. And you eloquently said like simple systems, but I call them this. They're the keep it stupid simple, right? Like it's keep it simple, stupid. Whatever you want to move those words around, but you've got to keep it so simple for your finances. And she spoke about a plan. I heard plans, I heard systems. They make me shake because I hate them. I hate both of them. I hate SOPs. If you know what an SOP stands for, it's an acronym. What is it? Standard operating procedures?
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah.
I don't like to live in those worlds, Angela. You know this.
Right.
And if you're like me, guys, for our finances, and when we have a light inside of us and we've got purpose and we've got life to live, we need our finances to get us there and keep us going. So this
Be
stuff is really
automatic,
important.
right?
It really is important. So I hope that this 30-minute like foundational understanding of like what's important, it was foundational, it was simple, but it was like it sticks. That's my hope. That's Angela and I's hope. So I heard systems, right? So building a simple system for people in my world, my clients, authors, speakers, leaders, parents, professionals, people who need some guidance and called higher. There is a message, there are storytelling, and there's stewarding that is required. There's like levels to this thing, right, Angela? So
Yes.
building those systems and making it easy is so important. So for me, guys, I have found that I can reach out to Angela and I have built this trust and we've been able to nurture this relationship. And there is that transfer that I now have. And so what I encourage you all to do, if it's not Angela, you need to find your own financial fairy godmother and make sure you have a plan.
Right.
That's the mother in me, because we do need to have a plan. Life is very unpredictable, as we all know. And the plan is so important. So just start today. If you don't have one, just start today and reach out to either Angela or somebody, but get yourself a fairy godmother. So
Yes, absolutely.
I want to go around the room and just do a little introduction of my beautiful people here. And I'm going to pick on Tinsley English first because she graced us with her amazing singing earlier. And
Okay. I'm sorry. This is the Friday look.
I love the Friday Bob look.
I'm sorry, everybody. I thought I was on mute and I went downstairs and my mom just dropped her dog off and little Steffi, the black standard poodle. She's not little, she's huge. I just was saying hello to her.
It was literally one of my favorite
It was
parts of
perfect.
the
Perfect
last
timing
hour,
too.
Tinsley.
Her
So
best friend is Scout, my standard poodle. So they're having a little play date. But yes, hello. This is so great. I will tell you, I need this type of guidance more than anything. I am a spender, not a saver. My husband is so practical, and he's a finance major at Florida State. So he
Wow.
keeps me good. But yes, I loved everything that you said. And I also loved the part that I love the most. I think you were talking about, having your corporate jobby job, which I have that now, but also building, my speaking platform and coaching platform and those sorts of things is like building that off ramp. But I'll tell you, and Emily knows this, you can get kind of trapped into some of these masterminds, or you want to be the best speaker in the world, pay us $20,000. And I know that when I started off building my personal brand and my platform, I fell into those traps. So what I'm dealing with now is all the revenue that I'm making from my speaking and coaching is paying off that investment. And I'm not saying it was all bad, but I do think that women always need to be building something, and people call it a side hustle. I like when people say I'm multi-passionate about things, because we just don't know in this corporate world what could happen on a day-to-day basis. And we also, I don't think AI is going to replace all of our jobs, but I do think if we're not learning how to use AI effectively, there are some functions of our jobs that are easily replaceable. So
Agreed.
I am going to take I took big takeaways, and I love the just the imagery, like talking about the McDonald's and the smells and what gets you. So I always know that when I speak somewhere and I use real world examples or like visceral examples or sights, sounds, and smells, those land best with my audience. And I love your red glasses too.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm going to give these credit to Emily Marola.
well,
For
Angela,
sure.
you have to know, so Tinsley is an insurance girl. So we come from
Okay.
like our world of insurance. You're an
Yeah.
insurance girl, but not like in our world. We're property
Right.
and casualty girls, right?
Right.
Tinsley's a two-time author, and she's doing she
Wow.
is an incredible resource and influence. She's doing her influence well, and honey, she brings the red. So she and I both are red ladies. So she's like
Wonderful.
a red suit like girl. So you should probably check her out. But Tinsley, can you share your most recent book that you just wrote so that the girls
Sure.
know?
Yes.
Sure. I wrote a book recently. I think we launched it in late January. It's called Leading Through the Pause, The High Achiever's Guide to Stay Confident Through Menopause. And it's basically the playbook that I did not have when my uterus almost killed me and my hormones tried to hijack my career. So I believe that women at our age are at the peak of our influence and the peak of our impact, but we are being labeled as burning out or quietly quitting when our health and hormones are failing us. And I think if we optimize our health first and start putting ourselves towards the top of our to-do list, it's not going to be make room at the table. We're flipping the table. We're building a new table. So
Love it.
That's the
Love
book.
it. Thank you
Love
for
it.
being on, Tinsley. Tinsley also does speaking, guys. So if you ever need a great speaker, I'm sure she would be. What do you speak on, Tinsley?
I speak on leading through every season of your life, whether you're an emerging leader, leading without a title, you're trying to get to the C-suite, or you're like me, getting ready to empty nest. Really all transitions of life for women. My favorite thing is this midlife stuff because I'm living through it right now. But thanks for the shout out, Emily.
You're welcome, my
And
darling.
Tinsley
Thank you
hasn't
for
missed the
being here.
gym. Look at those arms,
Oh my
Tinsley.
God.
That's amazing.
Protecting
Love
your
'em.
muscles is what I'm
Yes,
doing.
love it.
Yeah,
skeleton,
you
so-
two ladies need to know each other. So thank
will.
you so much. All right, I'm picking on my friend Carrie. Carrie Shunk, this is my best friend, guys. I've been friends with Carrie for years and years and years. And this is her first time joining me on this call. And so I'm probably pulling her out of her comfort zone by shouting her out.
Hi, everyone. So nice to meet you guys.
Listen, Carrie is an unbelievable artist.
Thank
Like,
you.
incredible creative. Her mother was a beautiful, beautiful painter, and Carrie is an incredible creative. Carrie, you work in what field? Like you're in what is it?
I work
Events?
event production. Yes.
Yes. Okay,
So
and so Carrie is in New Jersey. Tinsley is in Atlanta, guys. Angela is in Michigan. And so Carrie, maybe just share because you're always going all over you're going to all these fabulous places. What's the most fabulous thing that you did in the last week?
oh God, I don't think anything too fabulous, but let me think. Maybe not the last week, but about 2 weeks ago I went to Seattle we produced an event for Lifelong, and it was a fantastic event. We raised a lot of money, so that was obviously positive. And yeah, that was probably the highlight of the month.
I love it. So Carrie's flying around. She works for, who do you work for? Like what kind of industry is it? Or what does he
It's
do?
my boss it's Josh Wood Productions, and we produce events for a lot of nonprofit organizations. So we fundraise, and I'd like to think that we're somewhat in small steps changing the world, but it's positive. So
I love it. That's
yeah.
beautiful. I think that gives everybody, at least on this call, a little bit of an understanding of who you are, what you do, etc. And thank you for making the time today. I love you.
Of course, I love you more.
All right, Sonia, I'm going to pick on you next. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I came here, full disclosure, I work with Angela, and she has taught me so much. I was really at like a crossroads, and I'm going to a Tigers game today, so excuse me.
Love it.
I'm from Michigan too. Um, but I was kind of at a crossroads of what I wanted to do. And I lost a lot of people close to me. I had a big raw dog food company here in Michigan, and kind of lost that after I lost my brother, and did a bunch of certificates for life coaching, grief coaching. I just kind of like to educate myself to get through things. And then my husband's cousin introduced me to Angela and what she was doing, and she's helping me get licensed in Michigan, which has been really great. And I'm kind of combining the finance with the facing trauma and grief. So
Amazing.
I've thanks. I'm kind of starting a business called Whole Again with Sonia, and my goal is to kind of with everything Angela's taught me, like get people unstuck in their finances and help them face their grief and loss. And just, there's so much that she's teaching us. Like, really, life insurance prepares you for those really hard days. If my mom hadn't left money, I wouldn't have had the money to keep my business going and have time to grieve and do those things. And so I lost my brother. So I'm kind of going everywhere. I lost my brother to suicide, and it has been a big mission for me. My dog food company was also a big Michigan. Ironically, I had lost my dog and learned how bad dog food was and started that business. So I've really gotten the opportunity. The things I was doing weren't working. And I think I can kind of take that off the table for people if I can get them to face their trauma and grief and get the financial house Angela was talking about in order. Because especially for men, I think that contributes to that decision a lot. So it's been really amazing mission for me, and I'm hoping to help a lot of people.
So I hope you guys heard that. Like that is somebody, I've never met her before, but that's somebody who is purposed, right? She's got a very clear purpose. And unfortunately, pain sometimes brings us to those places, but she's very clear, very clear. And so that is the work, honestly. Like when I meet people and with my clients, it's getting them that clear, right? They know exactly what they do and their mission and where their assignment is. And so, Sonia, well done. And just peel that onion, keep doing that because that's where the impact lives.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for being here. All right, Suzanne, how are you?
I'm great. This is great. Thank you for putting this together. This is amazing.
You're welcome.
Um,
What part of the world are you in?
I'm in Georgia as we speak.
Okay.
I'm here for 4 weeks, but I too am from the Detroit area in Michigan,
I
actually.
love
It's
it.
where-
Okay.
but-
Awesome.
Yeah, my full-time job is I'm a program manager for a business a business coaching company. We have 300 global coaches, and I write the certification training programs for our business coaches. So we certify coaches all around the country in different things, all aspects of business so that they can go work with their companies and help them through scaling and building and exiting and all that good stuff. So I too, on the side, do life insurance and work with Angela with Primerica, and absolutely love it because it was a game changer for me. I've had life insurance with Primerica for 10 years. But my husband was this is a great story for all of you. It's a great lesson learned, but his 20-year policy ended in October, and we had to re-up that policy. And because he was with not Primerica, that policy got incredibly expensive for him to re-up that. So I had him talk to Angela, got a policy there. Well, 4 months later, he was diagnosed with a very rare and aggressive form of cancer. So just this past March. And I am so incredibly grateful for him being willing to speak to Angela and Angela being able to take care of us, because it's completely changed everything for me and my kids. You know, I have adult kids, but you know, what life is potentially going to look like, you know. And yes, that is why we are in Georgia right now. We're outside of standard of care right now, trying to do some different types of treatments to hopefully extend his life beyond what standard of care had suggested was going to be his prognosis. So I'm here working my job, but I absolutely love not just the life insurance piece of it, but the whole financial house piece of it is so incredibly important, and what Angela provides and everything. And I do want to share, we just hosted an event 2 weeks ago in Detroit, and just paid a speaker $20,000 to speak at our event. And what you just did, Angela, was light years better than what we just paid $20,000 for our speaker that we flew in, who's a Stanford professor, by the way. And two things that connected with me that I saw, and I know you, but like I was trying to look at it with like non-obvious ears. But the way that you connect with your audience, I think, is incredibly huge. I think you're relatable. I think you're fun. I think you make sure that you're interacting with people. You give people a chance to answer your questions, so it's not rushed. But then you just make it super practical. And here's the thing: finance is not sexy. It's not fun. Most people are overwhelmed by it. You have a really innate, amazing way of making it simple. I know we're saying the whole KISS thing, but very simple, but actually something that makes you want to go do it. And I think that that's the big thing, is getting people from where they're at to where they're getting ready to go, or where they want to go. Those first couple steps seem way overwhelming for people in the finance world. And you do a really good job of making it be like, okay, I think I could actually do that. So kudos to you. Knocking it out of the park. And yeah, that's my feedback.
Thank you, Suzanne.
Thank you for
Suzanne's why
sharing.
I'm here, Emily. So I'll have to tell you that story. It's so full circle. It's incredible.
It's amazing. And listen, Suzanne, I've got you and your husband covered in prayer. And
thank you.
Yeah. I mean, thank you for sharing that, and just your vulnerability, quite frankly. And just you're in good hands with people like Angela. And last but not least, I'm going to call on Ms. Jenna. What wonderful people. I'm super thankful that I was able to get connected to these guys like about a year ago. So this is the beauty of being able to build these global communities from right exactly where we are. Jenna, can you say hi to the group?
Hello.
What's
How's
up,
it going?
girl?
Oh, just in the midst of moving to my beach house.
That sounds terrible.
Right?
Have you got your financial house in order and you're moving to a beach house now?
We're working on it.
Okay.
With
What do
the
you
great
do?
help of Angela. So I work alongside of Angela, but even working alongside and trying to teach my husband these tricks and tips, we need Angela as our financial coach, because when it comes from the wife, it doesn't really set as good as coming from a coach. So that just shows that I think Tinsley that was on, she said the same thing. Her husband's in finance and she just spends the money. So we might be a little bit of the opposite, but we always need that coach in the midst of it. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's so important to be able to have, again, like that point person. And Angela, I know a lot of insurance people, a lot. And I could have brought a lot of people to the table, but there was something that you did in the building of the relationship and the handling. And it was echoed into, some of your relationships on this call. So we're going to take this call, this recording, and we're going to chop it up and you're going to reuse this. And
Love it.
everybody
Yeah.
else on this call who was creating content and building relationships, steal that homework for yourself. It's as easy as this, right? To be able to capture actual testimonials in real life and then reuse them. That's how we build relationship, and that's how we build trust over time. So again, I am going to share that you should get your own financial fairy godmother. If it's not Angela, do you have a contact? Can you drop it maybe in the chat so that they can reach out to you if they don't have one for themselves?
Okay,
And if not Angela, go find somebody else. But one of the biggest, most powerful things that Angela did for me, and she's done a lot and she's really like held my hand, but I have a tendency to speak like self-deprecating at times, right? Like when we get uncomfortable or we're out of our comfort zone, it's really easy to like throw sarcasm into our words and how we're speaking, right? It's really easy for me to do that. And what Angela has reminded me, and she stopped me in my tracks, is that our subconscious doesn't know the difference between our sarcasm and our maybe weird social anxiety and like insecurity with the current situation and how we're talking about it. When you maybe have nervous energy and you just are a verbal processor, those words sometimes fly out of your mouth. But this is profound. So catch it, don't miss it. Our subconscious does not know the difference when we make silly little comments like, oh, like I'm broke, or, I never, like, that's not for me, or speak to those broken systems about money. So I'm going to leave you guys with this because we're already past and I want to be really cognizant of your time. It is Friday. Be careful about the words that fly out of your mouth and be really aware of your relationship with money. Because if you have a light inside you need that money to be able to push the mission forward. It's not selfishly driven, it's being a good steward. And so be mindful of your words and be careful about the things that you're saying, just in light, in like venting conversations, in side conversations. When your vulnerability is down, be very aware that your words matter. And instead of speaking that sarcasm, what if you said, I am so thankful and grateful. I have multiple income streams coming into my accounts in increasing amounts daily. And you believe it. Your subconscious starts to believe it. I didn't believe it until I had to say it like over and over and over again because Angela made me.
And you're so coachable. That's the point, right, you guys? Oh, man. Thank you so much, Emily. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys, it's 1:03 and it is Friday. It's a summer Friday. So I hope you go and you put on some nautical, you put that Sergeant Pepper on and that red lip, and you go out there and shine your light. We will be back next month. And I hope to be taking some of this stuff on tour. So stay tuned. And if there's anybody in your world that could benefit from this kind of community where you're bringing people together to really talk about topics and sharpening each other, please send them my way. Until next time, I love you all. Thank you so much. Thanks,
you.
Ange.
Thank you.